Ted Cruz attempts to argue that AIPAC isn't a foreign lobby for the government of Israel. The mental gymnastics he has to try to do to explain this is ridiculous. I just watched the first minute of this and I was like, look, I gotta react live to this because the mental gymnastics is ridiculous that he tried to play. That she tried to do to try to say that AIPAC is not a foreign lobby when we all know they are. They're not lobbying for Americans. They're not so who are they lobbying for? I mean, this is crazy that he's trying to lie like that to make Israel look good. This is another reason why I never liked Ted Cruz. I never trusted Ted Cruz. I always knew he was a neocon and a Zionist, which are two terrible characteristics to have in a conservative, a so-called conservative. So we're going to play the clip. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I got exclusive content and I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Let's get right to this clip. Here we go.
I imagine I think the government of Israel is often frustrated with AIPAC because AIPAC's not nearly strong enough.
Do you think there's any coordination?
I'm sorry. Let me rewind it. So I'm sorry about that. Here we go.
So I've never taken money from the Israel lobby. Have you?
Taken money from the Israel?
From AIPAC.
So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's actually a misnomer because the people who raise money are individuals.
See, he said it really quick. AIPAC raised a lot of money for me, but let me throw this other stuff out there so you don't catch that. So I will admit they are raising a lot of money for me. They do own me.
Right. So it's not the PAC itself, but they're individual members who believe in the American-Israeli friendship and relationship.
Is AIPAC a foreign lobby?
No, it's an American lobby. It's the AIPAC stands for the America-Israeli Political Action Committee.
What does it lobby for?
So, to be honest, not a whole lot effectively. Listen, I came into Congress 13 years ago with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate.
Great.
And I've worked every day to do that. AIPAC, a lot of times, AIPAC, I wish were much more effective.
So he don't think AIPAC is going far enough with the caping for Israel. He wants them to cape even more.
There are folks online who are in the fever swamp of terrified of AIPAC, and AIPAC...
I'm not terrified of AIPAC at all. You're the one who seems a little uncomfortable when I'm asking.
No, not uncomfortable at all.
I'm just asking what AIPAC does. My understanding, having known a lot of people who work at AIPAC, is that it lobbies on behalf of the Israeli government.
Wrong.
No, that's exactly what they do.
It's
when was the last time AIPAC took a position that deviated from Prime Minister Netanyahu?
All the time.
Name one.
Okay. Let me go back and give a little history. If you want to do a deep dive on AIPAC,
I don't. I want to do a shallow dive that gets.
No.
I want to get to the core question. AIPAC is lobbying for a foreign government, and I don't. It's not.
No.
It's lobbying for the United States.
It is lobbying for a strong U.S.-Israeli relationship.
Okay. So it's not has nothing to do with the foreign government.
It wants America and Israel to be closely allied.
Okay, but it's lobbying on behalf of the interests of another country.
So that's not true at all. And if
it's not true.
No,
it is true.
How much contact do you think AIPAC leaders have with the government of Israel?
No idea. I imagine some. I think the government of Israel is often frustrated with AIPAC because AIPAC's not nearly strong enough.
Do you think there's any coordination between the government of Israel and AIPAC?
Do they talk? Sure. If you're lobbying for more U.S.-Mexico trade, would you talk to people in the U.S. and Mexico and the government? Sure. Like if...
So I'm not mad about that. There are a million countries that lobby Washington. I like a lot of those countries, including Israel.
But AIPAC are Americans. They're not Israelis.
Hold on. There are tons of Americans who lobby on behalf of foreign governments.
Facts.
I know them. I'm related to some of them. I know how it works. I'm from here. So my question is not, is it outrageous that foreign governments lobby the United States? They all do, okay?
Right.
Including Israel. My only question is, why don't we admit that is what's happening? You're denying it, but it's true.
And what you're saying is false.
Why aren't they registered as a foreign lobby?
Because they're not.
No, they're not registered as a foreign lobby because they got the connections where they don't have to do that. We all know that AIPAC is they lobby for Israel. They should have to register as a foreign agent. But they don't want that on their record. They don't want to see people their lobbyists registered as foreign agents because of the bad connotation that might have. So it's a slick thing that they do. Why does Israel, this small country, has so much power over our country? It makes no sense to me. It's ridiculous because they never have our best interests at heart. They take our resources, they take our soldiers and use and abuse it. And that's what. And again, this has not. I always have to clarify because they like to call people that disagree with Israel all types of anti-Semitic tropes and all this stuff. I'm not an anti-Semitic. I support the Jewish people. I'm talking about the Israeli government, the Israeli government that don't care anything about really America and our resources except for what we can give them. And they give us absolutely nothing in return except for headache, like what's going on in Iran right now. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.